Hi everyone, this is Carolyn Speaks the State of Our World on Tuesday, August 4th, 2020. So let's see what it is. Alright, well, the coronavirus is still with us. As of this evening, we have a total of 4 million. Wait a minute. I have the number. 4 million plus cases in the United States. 4,777,446 U.S. cases. That is terrible. You have to wear that mask. You have to practice social distancing. You have to only go out when you need to. And remember to help to protect vulnerable populations like the Native Americans and the farm workers, the agricultural workers, the homeless, whether living in shelters or in the streets, the first responders, the healthcare workers, the essential workers, all these people, those living in retirement homes, assisted living homes, and nursing homes, and veterans homes. And remember that we do not have a national plan to conquer this virus. We never did. It showed up on our shores. I don't know. Some people say uh, March. Some people say October 2019. In any case, once it's got here, it's our responsibility to get it fixed, and that's what Trump and his administration refused to do. So we have a lot of work to do. We have to do a lot of testing. We have to isolate people who have the virus. We have to trace their contacts. And we have to keep doing this. And we need to have enough testing material. We need to have enough personal protective equipment. We need to have enough hospital equipment like ventilators. And we need to take it seriously. No, can't go to the beach. You can't go to the park. You can't have a party. No, you have to stay inside. Only go out when you need to, like to go to the doctor, to go to the grocery store, to go to the drugstore, prescription pickup. Remember, this is a serious, serious thing. Wear a mask. The life you save could be your own or that of someone you care about. Also, George Floyd, we're still protesting his murder in Minneapolis, Minnesota at the hands of a white police officer. Protests are ongoing around the country. And the Trump administration is trying to portray these protesters as anarchists and terrorists, but they're not. The forces he's bringing in, federal police officers from various agencies, they're the ones who are the anarchists and the terrorists. They're beating up people. They're taking people off the street, putting them in unmarked vans, and these forces do not have any ID, no name tags, and they travel in unmarked vans. They have to do something about that. Now, so that's one issue. Also, voting. Make sure you're registered, and then find out all about the issues and the candidates who will be on your ballot, and support them in any way you can. In addition to voting, very important. Now, there's been a lot of scandals about this as far as testing. Apparently, Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, formed a group to do a testing strategy for the virus, and they had it started on this, and then they dumped it. They decided not to do it because all the cases at the time were in the Northeast, and they don't want to help people who live in the Northeast. Well, so anyway, so they did have this plan, and they figured let these Democratic governors take the fall for failing the nation in their response to the virus. But then the virus spread south and west and Midwest. So what are you going to tell these people? Every state has people from all parties. There's no state that's all Republican or all Democrat. So let's get real, people. Okay. Now, another issue we have is the Southwest has a lot of people are crossing the desert to come into the country because they're seeking asylum, they're seeking a horrible life in whatever part of Latin America they live in. And they are treated horribly. They're detained. Children are separated from their families. And when they go to detention, they're not being protected. The detention centers are full of the virus. And then if they deport these people, they're deporting people who have the virus, so they're deporting sick people. Very bad strategy. Now, there are some organizations that are trying to fight this. There's an organization called School of the Americas Watch, or SOA Watch. Now, School of Americas is actually headquartered in Fort Benning, Georgia, and is used by our military to train the future dictators of Latin America. They train these people and they send them out to be, the graduates turn out to be the future dictators of Latin America. So I'm going to put a link to their Facebook page in the comments for this video so you can check that out. There's also another group called No More Death, or in Spanish, No Más Muertes. Apparently, when these people try to cross, there are humanitarian groups that are trying to help them if they can't go any further, if they get sick or they get injured and they're running out of water, and they're putting out, they have aid stations for them that have water and food and shelter from the heat in the summer. You know that humanitarian aid is never a crime, but our government's immigration policies and our border agencies think it is, because they are going to these aid stations and they're destroying everything there and they're dumping out the water. How cruel. And this is our government at work. Now, we are a nation of immigrants, and these people are coming here because there is work to be done, especially in agricultural work. And they're responsible for growing the food. So you really have to give these people asylum. You have to treat them well and put them on a path to citizenship. Because otherwise, they're going to continue to be abused by the immigration system. And they're put into detention. And they definitely should not be treated this way. Our country has a history of using people to do the work that they can't get other people to do, and then they want to throw them away. When the Japanese, they came into Hawaii to be agricultural workers there, and then in here, in the U.S. mainland, when the railroad was built, the transcontinental railroad, they used Chinese laborers to do that. And these Chinese people set up homes in the West Coast. And the West Coast people who were not Chinese didn't want them. They tried to get rid of them. Okay, you built the railroad, now get out. Go back to your country. Well, they were here. They were working here. They were providing the railroad. So, isn't that terrible, the way people are treated? We're all from someplace else. No one is a native person, unless they are a Native American or the ancestor for Native American. My family is from Hungary, and they came over here and settled down, and they saved their money, and they sent for other family members. But whether we like it or not, we're all living on land that belongs to Native Americans. And they've lost their land. They're trying to get more rights to their land and more rights to live here. They've had Supreme Court cases in their favor. So I think it's time we have really strong, good immigration, humane immigration policy. Now, that being said, maybe it's time we have a little bit of a song, okay? All right. The song I'd like to sing is I Believe. It's an old song. I don't know who wrote it. It's a very old song. Here we go. I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that someone in the great somewhere hears every word. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know why I believe. Okay, that is it. I believe. Nice song for this evening, a short song. Thank you for tuning in this evening, Tuesday, August 4th, 2020. Thank you for listening. Hope to see you all back here again tomorrow evening. And remember, take care of yourself, take care of others, and kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. And also remember, you have to vote, you have to participate in the democracy. Call your legislative representatives at the local, state, and federal level and tell them what you think. If they don't hear from you, they don't know. Okay, all right, that's it for this evening. Good night, stay safe. See you tomorrow. Night.